Starting now. Hello, Dr. Clif, your movement recovery specialist, back in the gym. Today we have a different type of video. It's a full exercise program for your happy back. As you noted at the beginning, I started my timer. You may have a timer like this, or just use your phone or a watch. And we're sitting here with our back against the wall, legs out straight, or as straight as you can get them. You may need a little pillow behind your back to fill in that space for 10 minutes. I'm going to talk to you for those 10 minutes. This program has been designed by me over the last 20 years to help people that have different types of back pain. If you're a past patient, you're doing this as your home exercise program, then welcome back. If you're new to our channel or to this program, it's a good idea just to get checked out by a doctor or a physical therapist first to make sure it's appropriate for you. But typically I find for most people, although you may need a slight modification here or there, this can make your whole core, back, abs, that whole area stronger, and loosen up your legs a little bit to take pressure off of your lower back. We'll zoom in here for a minute. Just imagine I'm still sitting on the heat. You should be. These are the exercises that we're going to do today. There's 12 different parts. We're on number 1 right now, sitting against the wall for 10 minutes. If you sit on a heating pad or something warm, sometimes I do this outside. I like to just sit right on the driveway whenever the sun's been shining on it. It just helps to loosen up those muscles a little bit more so it's easier to stretch them. Then you can see we're going to do a couple exercises on the table or on your bed, number 2 through 4. And then number 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 will all be done with a chair. And then the last 3 exercises are done standing up. Remember, if you need to rest extra, that's fine. You shouldn't have any increased pain when you do this. And if this is the first time you've done a program like this, and I have 20 written down for a lot of this stuff, if you feel that's too many for you, just do 10 of each and use the rest of the time when we're going through the exercises just to rest. Okay, I'm back. Now that you know the exercises we're doing, we've been sitting here for about 5 minutes so far, so you have 5 minutes to go. You can do this, as I mentioned, either on a table. That's all we do usually at the office. You can also sit like this in a straight back chair with your feet out on an ottoman or another chair. You just want to avoid being bent a whole lot. Like, don't put a couple pillows under here because that defeats the purpose. We're trying to loosen up these hamstring muscles in the back of your legs, which run from just below your knee to up by your lower back. And if they're tight, they just pull your back down, put more pressure on it. So, if you have some neck and shoulder issues, you can take a couple pillows and put them in front of you and rest your arms on it. Might be a little bit more comfortable, especially if you take up your 10 minutes on your cell phone or reading a book. If you're looking straight down, it's just a lot of stress on your neck. So put a pillow or two here, it'll be more comfortable. How often should you do these exercises? A lot of them you could actually do daily. I would start out doing them at least 2 or 3 times a week. If you're doing other exercises, like if you've been doing a program like this for a while and you have a regular workout routine, but you just want some extra exercises for your back, throwing these in maybe 2 or 3 times a week is fine as well. The whole program should take you about a half an hour. You could do the stretching at a different point, especially once you're feeling better. You know, just in the evening, sitting watching TV, you could do the stretching and just do the stretching or the strengthening exercises. Then it would cut it down to probably 20 minutes or a little bit less. Because I know people try to find where they're going to fit it in their schedule. 2.5 minutes to go. What else can I tell you while we're sitting here? You should feel it stretching. Might be a little uncomfortable depending on how tight you are, but most of the discomfort you should feel in the legs as a stretch, not pain in the back. And you shouldn't have any numbness or tingling, at least any increased. If you're already having some numbness in your feet or something all the time, if it stays the same, it stays the same when you're doing this. You just don't want any increased pain, numbness, tingling, burning, that kind of stuff. If that's the case, you're stretching a little too much. You just need to scale this exercise back where you sit in a chair with like a stool out in front of you that's a little bit lower, but you still feel it stretching. I'm going to attempt to put some music in the background for this. As some of you that follow me know, I've been learning the YouTube scenario, and they've been updating their editing software at the same time. So I'm going to attempt to put some music in the background, make it a little less quiet. I was going to say boring, but that doesn't sound quite right. We'll see how that works. I could sing along. That probably wouldn't encourage people to do this over and over again, so we won't do that. Oh, there's the timer. Okay, so your 10 minutes on this are finished. We're going to move on to exercise number 2, which is the Piriformis stretch. You go ahead and lay on your back. Bring one leg up so that your ankle is by your knee, and then you're going to take and bring your knee toward your shoulder, the opposite shoulder. So I have my left leg is over the right, and I'm bringing the left knee with my hand on the outside, pulling it towards my shoulder. Hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then relax a little. We're going to do 10 of these. Second one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you notice after you do a few, third one, that your knee is going way past the middle of your body, like it's over on the other side, then you can stop at that point. You don't want to do too many of them. That's 4. Knee over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Bring the knee over. Hold it. Nice stretch in your buttocks. 6. Bring it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Bring the knee over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. And 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Switching legs. I'm going to switch positions here just to make sure you can see. Bringing the right leg up, putting the right ankle by the left knee, hand on the outside, and I'm going to pull that knee over towards my left shoulder. Hold for 5, relax, pull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, pull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, pull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, pulling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 more, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, you should feel it stretch right down in here. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now place that foot back down next to the other one, and we're going to do the pelvic roll, or knees side to side. So you just take both knees bent like this, feet stay fairly on the ground, or table, bed, wherever you're doing them, and you just bring them to the side, and you'll feel it stretch here along your back. Keep your shoulders flat, hold it 5 seconds, then come back up. 10, then we go the other way. This is one of the few we alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1 each way, so that counts as 1. Back to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then back to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. Back to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the left. You can see that my legs move a little bit and my feet come up. They're not staying glued to the floor. Back to the right. But my shoulders don't move. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. Back to the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. And over. 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the right. 3, 4, 5. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the left. 3, 4, 5. Back to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more each way. To the left. And back to the right. Good. Now, the next exercise we have is the straight leg raise. You're going to keep one knee bent and put one leg out straight. Then we're going to lift the straight leg up so it's even with the height of your knee. Bring the toe back toward you and hold it for 5 seconds. And back down. 10 of these on the same leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For most people, this is a challenge one. Your legs probably feeling a little heavy. 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Good. Bend that leg. Straighten the other one. Might want to give it a little shake or rub, because these exercises can wake up some muscles you haven't used for a while. Lift the left leg up. Remember, toe back towards you. Hold it. And back down. Leg up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Leg up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. Leg up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Leg up. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. Good. That's it for the exercises laying down. Now we move to a chair. I'm going to sit in this chair right here. Now, I have a nice little squishy ball, not a basketball or soccer ball. That would be a little hard. If you don't have a ball like this, you can use a pillow, or you can maybe hunt a ball down like this at your local store. They seem to be harder to find than they used to be. Put the ball in between the knees. Make sure you're sitting comfortably in the chair. Your back should be supported, your feet should be on the floor. If you are a little vertically challenged like I am, where your legs are kind of stubby, you might need to put a book or something under the chair so that you can put your feet flat without hanging in the air or slouched in the chair. Then we take and we squeeze the ball, holding for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing 20 of these instead of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15, almost there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Next, we're going to do the opposite of the squeezing, we're going to do the opening. I use a little resistive band here. You could probably pick one of these up at a sporting goods store, or you can get them on Amazon. I can put a link down below in the description for you. If you don't have access to something like that, you could just push with your hands a little bit. That'll also work your shoulders a little bit as long as you don't have a problem there. Put this band around both legs. Oh, got my big clunky shoes on, it's a little challenging. I put it just above the knees, so it's about the same place that the ball was when we were squeezing. And then you keep the feet on the floor again, and you're just going to bring the knees out, maybe a foot. For my viewers not in the United States, maybe 15, 20 centimeters, not real far, but you want a little bit of space there. Hold it, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. If your feet come a little off the ground on the inside, that's okay. People get a little worried about that. 2, 3, 4, 5. 8. 2, 3, 4, 5. 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 11. 2, 3, 4, 5. 12. 2, 3, 4, 5. 13. 2, 3, 4, 5. 14. 2, 3, 4, 15. 16, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 2, 3, 4, 5, 19, one more, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, the band comes off. Good job with those. The next exercise we're going to do is kicking both legs out together. If you have very weak abdominals or very angry discs in your lower back, kicking both legs out together may bother. If it does, you just kick one leg at a time. But if not, it's good for both strengthening your legs and strengthening your abdominals, which will take pressure off your back. So lift both legs out straight, toes back toward you. Hold it 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. If your hamstrings are real tight from the first exercise, you noticed, your legs might not get quite as straight. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13. 14. 2, 16. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, Good job. Those can be a little challenging. Now we're going to march in the chair. This is one of the few that we alternate back and forth, like we did with the pelvic roll near the beginning. So lift one leg a few inches off the ground. Hold it 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then put it down. Then lift the other leg off the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8. 1, 2, 9. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. That's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more each leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Finished with marching. One more exercise using the chair, and that's getting up and down from it. So place the feet about shoulder width apart. On this chair, I just line up with the edges of the chair, and we're just going to sit down and stand back up. Just like that. Sitting down, standing up. If you need to use your arms a little bit to help, if you have arms on your chair, or if you need to put your arms on your legs, that's okay to start. Long term, you should be able to do it just without. That's 5, 6. Try to make sure your knees don't collapse in and touch each other. You're trying to push them out a little bit almost so they line up with your feet. That's 9. There's no counting here for 5 seconds or anything. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These can be a lot of work, so remember, again, if you need to rest at any point, go ahead and rest. If you need to just do 5 or 10 or 15 instead of 20, that's fine. That's 19 and 20. Good. Now we're going to come over here to my step stool. Little, old time aerobics step. If you have a little stool, if you have a curb, a step, anything like that you can use. Big block of wood. All right. Just something that's about 4 to 6 inches high. Put one foot up there. Bring the other foot up. We're going to do 20 of these. No counting or holding. 2, 3. If your balance is a little off, you can hold on to railing, wall. maybe a stick or a cane or something to help balance you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Notice I'm doing the same leg for all of them. 13, 19, 20. Then I switch legs and do 20 on the other side. That's 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now we're going to stretch our calves a little bit. You may have noticed on the board it said Slantboard. Most people don't have one. If you do, great. If not, you can use a piece of wood, a book. This is a phone book. For those of you born after about 2000, you can Google what that is, because I know they aren't really around too much anymore. But something that's a couple inches thick like this, put it on the floor, and then we just stand with our toes on it and our heels on the ground. We're going to stand here for about 2 minutes. I get my timer. And we're just going to let it stretch in the back of our calves. If you don't feel it stretch at all, you might need a little bit higher block. If you have a fairly big block and you don't feel it stretching all, your calves are nice and loose. You don't need this stretch. There are those people. About a minute and a half, so I go over a couple other things while I'm standing here just demonstrating this. Remember again, none of this stuff should hurt. If you have questions, especially if you're a past patient, just call the office. We can go over, things that you may need to advance, things that you may need to change because of some other health concern. If you aren't a past patient and you're looking for physical therapy or training, you can always contact me through all the contacts in the description. If you think all these exercises are way too easy and you'd like to do something more with weights, I have other videos that show the basics of barbell training, which many of my patients that come with back problems, eventually we advance to exercises like the squat and the deadlift with a barbell. But you have to be pain-free, or at least mostly pain-free, and build up a certain amount of strength and flexibility before that's a good plan, so that you don't just agitate things more that are already going on. 10 seconds. And we have one exercise left after this. There's our timer. Now this last exercise, you want like a big heavy piece of furniture, maybe, I don't know, kitchen sink, it's a banister if you have one, just something to hold on to for balance so that you don't move anywhere. I'm going to use the chair just so I stay in the picture frame here. And what you're going to do is hold on to it and lift your leg just a few inches out in front of you like you're kicking a ball. Hold it 5 seconds. We're going to do 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up, hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. 4, 5. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Switch legs. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, just a few inches up, not real high. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Lift up. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's one of these tricky exercises. If you saw somebody doing it, 2, 3, 4, 5, you think, oh, that doesn't look hard, but it works a lot of little muscles. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. Now we're going to go to the side. I'm going to stand this way just so it's easier to see, hopefully. But you want to stay facing towards whatever you're holding on to so you have more balance. And you're going to bring the leg out to the side, but only about a foot again. Not real far, because if you go real far, then you have a tendency to lean like this. So just a few inches out, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down, back up. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost finished for the day. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's halfway. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more direction, backwards. Now when we go backwards, we keep the legs straight, and it only moves back a few inches, so my toe's kind of near my other heel. You don't want to be going way back and leaning forward, and you don't want to bend the knee, because then you're working different muscles. So just a little bit back, hold it 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switching legs. Last leg. Back just a little. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. 5 more. 4, 5. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. That's it for the day. Good job with all the exercises. Hey, remember, if you like this type of video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you know some other people that have back pain, which is likely since almost half the adult population has some aches and pains now and then, don't forget to share this with some friends. And if you like videos like this in general, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, I'll see you soon.